How on earth does this get made? How? How do you tell someone the plot of this movie and they're like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Smitty Snippets. Thank you for joining me. We are talking about one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and I don't even blame the actors, but you know, you're better than this. You're better than this. You didn't have to do this. The story is about a former baseball player who is stricken with a degenerative disease. So now his family's trying to plan for the after, and they're trying to find out what life is like after baseball. So they buy a house basically that they've kind of always wanted with a swimming pool. And then the shenanigans that ensue after this are just they're ridiculous. Like everything your parents warn you not to do, buy a pool, these people do. This movie stars Wyatt Russell, Kerry Condon, Gavin Warren as the son Elliot, and Ellie Ariziera as Angel. Every movie is always a name that I cannot pronounce. You ready to hear this ridiculous plot? Because I assure you, as I sit here, I was not ready to watch it when I got this movie. Here you go. The pool that they have is fed by a spring, and that spring uh is haunted. Yep, I know. I know. So this pool will give you whatever you desire, but you have to sacrifice a life in return. It doesn't ask you. It doesn't ask you if you want to do this. It's just like, oh, you want to play baseball again? Cool. We're gonna take one of your kids. What? I feel like you got to ask me that question before you start doing anything. But when I show you some of the shenanigans that go on by this pool, you were gonna scratch your head the same way I did. So just remember, those are the rules, right? I give you something, it gives you something, it takes stuff back, right? Those are the rules. Here we go. Honestly, honestly, how did he make it to adulthood doing silly stuff like this? Huh? You got pool tools. He's an adult. He's an adult and he did that. So what can you expect out of his children? When you're stupid enough to reach for a baseball in an old pool like this, you're supposed to be the one to tell people, hey, don't do that. Don't do that thing, right? You could perish. What are you doing? What are you doing, Dad? This movie does a piss poor job of giving you any sort of tension or horror at all in any way, shape, or form. It's not scary. So as the film progresses, the father or Ray starts to understand that he is starting to feel better, and no one can explain it, not even his doctor. But he's feeling like he can play baseball again. Whilst on the other side of that coin, his family is starting to see things that aren't there. Uh, there's some tension that's kind of brewing between the families, and then there's while the father seems to be getting better and his attitude is changing, the family is becoming increasingly worried. So that's pretty much the plot of this mess. When I show you some of the stuff that's about to happen, like I want you to think the same way that I thought about this, or let me know what you thought in the comment section about what it is you're watching, because this has got to stop. I don't care if it's January or not. These horror movies, I like horror. I like horror, but you got to put in at least a little bit of effort. This is ridiculous.
This sense of strength came over me.
Just got back from the hospital. Just.
My Izzy is.
Hey, go turn that car back on. Go start it back up. Got to take daddy back to the hospital for being a dunce. When you think about the premise of this movie and how stupid it is, I mean, just think about that, right? So, your family's in danger when they swim. 90% of this movie is shot in the backyard at the pool. The wife, she starts to see like a ghost thing, or she thinks she sees her husband, and he asks her or she asks him if he was outside. He says no. And you have to go through this whole thing. You go through it with everybody, the boy, the daughter, the mom, because they don't have anything else to do. They don't have anything else to do. Then they start to see it in the pool. At one point, they had a cat. And I don't know, I forget the name of the cat. It was like Dimples or Ruffles or Nipples or something. I don't know what his name was, right? But at some point he went missing. Okay. And it's presumed that the pool took him. The pool did take him, right? But his collar was in the pool, right? So they're like, oh, he must have run away without his collar, bitch. He ran away without his collar. Does this make sense? His collar's in the pool. Like, I don't even know what to come up with as far as that. But the only thing that would make sense in my mind is that someone took him and then took the collar off of him. Right? That would be the only thing that I could come up with. Oh, he must have run away without his collar. Without his collar, make it make sense, lady. How? How did a cat run away and take his collar off and throw it in the pool? Come on, man. That's the type of stuff that makes these movies dumb and hard to watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you enjoy the content, I'd appreciate that. At least leave a like if you don't feel like subscribing. That's cool too. Or you can do neither. I appreciate you just hanging out. This next part I'm about to show you took my goddamn breath away. I couldn't believe what I was looking at, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna set the scene for you. Okay. Girl calls her boyfriend over to the house or someone she's interested in while her parents are gone for a night swim. When she does that, they decide to play Marco Polo. I don't know who is doing this when they're trying to get some booty, but that's fine. While they're playing Marco Polo, the following ensues. And I'm just telling you right now, I'm going to stop this occasionally because you need to see the entire scene and you need to see how foolish this is. Okay.
Come on, you have to say something back.
This fool is playing hard to get for real. Like, why would you get out of the pool? Why? You're supposed to get closer, man. He playing for real Marco Polo. Like, this bitch ain't getting me. Not today.
Marco.
Is it going down like this for anybody else? Anybody? Raise your hand if you think that this is how you would play this game. Or if this game would in fact be over at this point.
Marco? Ronan, stop, please. Marco.
Ronan, please stop. Marco. Fam, she is still playing this game. She's still playing the game. She is afraid as all get out, and she is still playing this game. I am baffled. I mean, I could not believe that this woman still had her eyes closed. Open your goddamn eyes. How are you still playing this game and you are this frightened? As if someone is sitting over there with a pen and pad just waiting for you to cheat at Marco Polo. No one cares. Not nobody. And even if they did, they wouldn't. No one cares about this game except you. You are an extreme rule follower, and this is ridiculous. Okay? I can't believe how much effort she has put into this. Neither one of them have tried to get close to each other or nothing. They playing for real summertime games in this pool with mommy and daddy gone. I, I am for real baffled, man. I am so confused. I thought he came over to get close to her. I thought she wanted him to come over so she could get close to him. Instead, he's climbing out the pool. Marco, are you kidding me right now? Are you serious? Come on, man. So I'm not gonna lie to you. It ends about as ridiculous as it started. The ending is just as foolish. And they leave room for like a part two. And I promise you, I don't care. I don't care if I make it big on YouTube. I ain't watching this bullshit again for no amount of money. That I can promise you. All right. So I genuinely love y'all and I appreciate y'all hanging out. This is awful. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you enjoy the content. And forget Night Swim. If you think about watching it, you go ahead. And after you get done, you comment below and let me know what you thought of this mess. I'll holler at y'all later, man. Y'all be easy. Bye.